day I almost died of embarrassment. It was actually the perfect summer day, again, early June, mid-80s, no humidity, and I was on my way to this picnic/potluck to see friends I hadn't seen in like 10 years. So it was kind of a reunion of sorts. So I was really excited. I got in my car, put down the window, turned up the music, trying to figure out what song I would sing in the event that somebody brought a karaoke machine. So I was in a stupid good mood. I get to the park, and the lot's almost full, and I noticed that one of my friends actually reserved the pavilion, so it was great. We're gonna have this whole covered area all to ourselves. So I walk up, and I see like rows and rows and rows of tables just packed with dishes, but I find a spot to put my award-winning chili, which I mean literally. I don't really win a lot of things, but I actually did win 2 chili contests in 1 month. So for all of you chili lovers out there, if you're interested, come see me after the show, and I will be more than happy to share my story of how I won 2 chili contests. So I dump my chili on the table, and I'm walking to the other end of the pavilion where my friends are. And as I get closer, I'm greeted with this chorus of, "Hey, Sally, hi, how's it going? Hey, hi, hey." But I can barely pay attention because just then it hits me. The most beautiful smell in the world. Yes, it was bacon. And like a bloodhound, my nose followed the scent down the row of tables until it finally hovered over this magical platter. And on it, I didn't see deviled eggs with some bacon bits or like baked beans with a strip of bacon thrown in there. No. On this platter were just dozens and dozens of strips of pure bacon. So between the beautiful day, the joy of seeing my friends, and my bacon-induced high, I thought to myself, this is the best day ever. I pick up a plate, and I didn't want to be greedy, so I only took 2 strips of bacon. I pick one up, and then my mouth starts to water as I anticipate the savory goodness. And in the distance, I can still hear my friends calling, "Hey, Sally, hey, hey." But I just give them a look that says, "Not now, I'm busy." The bacon is just inches from my face, and that's when I hear it. One of my friends calling out in a really loud voice, "Sally, that's not our food." So then the la-la music that's playing in my head comes to a screeching halt. My mouth is still wide open, and the bacon's just kind of dangling there in midair. And as I slowly turn to my left, I see this group of strangers staring back at me with shock and disgust. And then I think to myself, this is the worst day ever. So I lower the plate and dump the 1 piece of bacon onto the platter, but the other one is still in my grubby little fingers, and I don't know what to do with it, so I stick it in my pocket. And in response, one of the ladies over here glares at me, and then her husband, or whoever he is, starts laughing, and this little boy starts to cry. So all I can do at that point is just mouth the words, "I'm so sorry," as I start on my walk of shame back down to my friends. So this is the part where I'll share with you that I am really self-conscious, like I always have been. I'm one of those behind-the-scenes gals, and I try not to draw attention to myself because it's usually negative. All my friends will tell you that I'm always doing things that are like goofy or spazzy or klutzy. There are hundreds of stories I could share with you of all the things I've done to make a complete spectacle of myself. So I really like to be invisible. The only reason I'm up here tonight is that I figured if I'm gonna continue to do embarrassing things, I might as well do them intentionally. On stage in front of 100 people. Thank you. So back to the pavilion, as I'm walking over to my friends, I'm thinking, like, you've done it again, you've embarrassed yourself, like, what is wrong with you? You haven't seen these people in 10 years, and this is what you do. But then I think, you know what? It's okay. Maybe not everybody noticed. It'll blow over. It's gonna be fine. But as I get closer, I see half of my friends are shaking their heads at me, and the other half are laughing their asses off. And I realize I am never gonna live this down. So the rest of the day, I can barely have any conversations with anyone, and I don't dare eat any food. The day, mercifully, finally comes to an end. So I get out of the pavilion, I go to my car, but I don't feel like starting it. I just kind of sit there and decide I'm gonna sulk and berate myself some more. So I'm like, you idiot, like what the heck is wrong with you? Like, are you so obsessed with salty meats that you lose all situational awareness? Like, who does that? But then I decide I'm really mad and I need to assign some of the blame to my friends, because wasn't the point of getting the pavilion to have the place to ourselves? And there were like groups of tables, like just bunches and bunches of tables, like food all grouped together. So if there was another party there, I just feel like there should have been some sort of pavilion separating apparatus or something. But at this point, I see that everybody's starting to leave the pavilion and coming to the parking lot and decide I need to get the hell out of there. So I finally get on the road, but I don't feel like putting down the window or turning up the music. I want to sulk some more. So this goes on for another couple miles, but then it hits me, that familiar smell. And I remember, I reach into my pocket and pull out the piece of bacon from earlier, squealing with delight. It's now completely shriveled and covered in lint, but who cares, because it's bacon. And I finally take a bite of my consolation prize. And as I continue down the road, I think about the day's events and how I've embarrassed myself yet again. But the good news is I did not literally die from it. And as I take that last bite of bacon, I decide it was totally worth it. Thank you.